Hey folks, JD here, and today we are looking at the unboxing of this guy. This is the U-FLY W606-3. Now this box is, well, it's massive. So for the second, this camera angle is going to be slightly different. Although when we do unbox this copter, I'm going to be readjusting the camera, and then we'll get to our standard unboxing video style. So until then though folks, I just wanted you to see exactly how large this box is. I mean, it's absolutely colossal. The quadcopter itself must be massive. I mean, we can see there's a couple of dents, a bit of damage to the box in transit. I hope that hasn't damaged the quadcopter on the inside. I'm sure when we unbox it in a couple of seconds. Okay. And there she is. Absolutely huge is one way to put it, I think. Now, I initially bought this for quite a funny reason, and that's because the quadcopter reminded me of an Oreo cookie. You know, the standard, I think they're American cookies, where you have the fondant in the middle and then the two black biscuits either side. Well, that's what this reminded me of. So that's one reason I bought it. Second reason was because I've not seen a quadcopter yet, which well, basically everything is just circular. The main body is circular. The motor housings are circular. The top of the propellers, they've actually put little circular bits on here as well. There appears to be a loose screw there as well, so we'll have to have a little look and see where that's come from. So I'll put that to one side. So what I'm going to do now is just snip these little plastic bits, remove the quadcopter, and let's have a little further look and see what surprises she holds. Oh wow, look at that. Alright, so here's what we've got. We've got the quadcopters now out of the box. It's massive. Look at this. I mean, every part of it seems really. It's got some sort of incredible appeal to it. The build quality is pretty good. It seems sturdy. It seems quite level. There doesn't seem to be any plastic mouldings which haven't been cut off. It all looks to be pretty good, I got to be honest. Let me just move this camera a bit. There we go, that's better. So yeah, I mean, it looks amazing. There's not really any damage on the top of it like we saw on the box, where these tops of the propellers had actually come through the packaging. There's a little bit here of paint which has come off, and a tiny bit here. But to be honest with you, I'm not really that precious about it as long as it works. If there's a little bit of paint missing, then so be it. I'm just happy to have this little guy here, to be honest with you. So if I turn him over, then you'll see that this copter comes in two modes. So there's one with a camera and one without. This one doesn't have a camera, but that's not a problem because I can put some Velcro on the bottom here, and I can attach my little run cam to it, and we can take him out and we can get some footage anyway. So one thing I do notice is that this is where the battery seems to be the battery housing, and there are two holes either side here. Now these two holes, I'm guessing, in the accessory packs with this quadcopter come the landing springs, which is what we're very used to seeing with most quadcopters anyway. So I'm guessing these fit in here. But to know more, I'm pretty much thinking we're going to have to unscrew this. So let's unscrew and then take off the casing. Oh wow, okay. So that is a pretty huge battery. And there also seems to be, there seems to be a little hinge here. So this little plastic bit, it just moves out of the way. So even though the battery itself doesn't seem to be removable, there is a little clip here as well, which you can clip into place just to ensure when you're flying it doesn't move. So here's the charger cable as well. Again, looking at the accessories that came with this particular quadcopter, you get your plug and your little charger as well. This charger, or this battery, because of the capacity of it and its sheer size, does not charge off USB. So let's just tuck this cable in here, out of the way. There we are. So one thing I do notice is inside here, I don't know how well you can see this, probably not very with the see if I can lift this up a little bit, if I can angle it towards the light. There are a couple of little dowels in here, plastic dowels, that I'm guessing fit into these little holes here. So that is how you would secure these landing sprigs on the inside of this quadcopter. So let's have a little look. Let's just put this in. That's right, and then it just goes in like that. Now there's 2 screw holes on the inside, so if we go to the accessory pack, we should find that inside this little bag would have some screws. So screws for landing, for the landing sprigs, and screws for the blades. I'm guessing the blades, it means the propellers here. They're already screwed in. They were screwed in when it arrived. But what I am going to do is open up this screw for the landing gears, and I'm going to attach them to the sprigs, and then hopefully that'll be nice and secure. Well, these are pretty large screws as well, so what I'm going to do is just open them up down here. Oh, if I can. God, these bags are so annoyingly thick. So let's, okay, there we are, that's opened. And there we go. So there we have it. 2, 4, 5. We've got 5 screws and no more in the bag. So they've given us 5. 4 is what we need, giving us 1 extra. So I'm going to attach this to my little screwdriver. Just click, lock it into place. Oh, that didn't really do a lot, did it? Let's try the screwdriver that they provide. Maybe it's got a magnetic end to it. Yes, it does. Perfect. So there we go. So then we can just screw this in, all nice and secure. Excuse the hand when I'm doing this. And then we've got another screw that will go in to the opposite side. So you've got 1 screw this end, and then 1 screw that end as well. And these screws do go in quite easily. They don't offer up much resistance, which is good. Just be careful not to over tighten, because you don't want to be snapping any plastic on the inside or going through and nicking a cable. So there we go. So there's a little bit of wiggle there, but to be honest, I think that's quite good, because when you land the quadcopter, you don't want it to come down with such a thud that it cracks plastic on the inside. You want to have a little bit of movement there, just so that it will absorb any shock when you come to land. So yeah, as I say, if it's not 100% locked in place, then that's fine by me. I've had some which are so tight that as I've locked it, or as I've flown it, sorry, and as I've landed, it's actually cracked some of the plastic on the landing housing, and obviously I don't want that. So having a bit of movement is fine by me. So that's the 3rd screw in, and now we'll put the 4th one in, again in the same position this side as they are this side. So you've just got 2 screws, 1 at the top here and 1 at the bottom there. I'll change screwdrivers for this because I prefer my screwdriver. Okay, so there we go. Just a little way in, and then screw it home. Perfect. And that one, perfect. Okay, so now as we can see, there's a tiniest bit of movement there, which if I pick it up just to show it's not the table or me, there's a little bit of movement in the landing gears. That's fine. I'm quite happy with that. So let's lock the battery in place, because I'm not going to be taking the battery out anytime soon. And then likewise, let's get the screw and put on the housing on the bottom. Just to let you know, if you do buy the camera model, obviously the lens would be here, but then this is where the SD card would click into place. I didn't go for the camera model because unfortunately when I bought this, the camera model was unavailable. So, doesn't matter though, we can get some good shots with the run cam. So, what I'm going to do for the second is just knock off this light, because there's a little on and off switch here, So I'm hoping we've got a little bit of charge in this battery, and then we can see what colours the lights light up. So here we go. Oh, there we go. So white LEDs on the front and blue LEDs on the back, and the centre has got a white LED as well. So there we go. Let's just move these other screws that came with the accessory pack. I'll go through the accessories now before we look at the transmitter. Okay, let's flip this quadcopter over. Oh, it's really quite a large quadcopter. So there we have it. So this is what she currently looks like. She looks quite mean, doesn't she? Oh, impressive. Very impressive. So there we have it, folks. There's nothing else to do with the quadcopter. Everything has been done, as I say. There's just checking. Yeah, there are screws in the propellers, so they're all good to go. So we've got nothing else to add there. So let's put this to one side, and let's look at the transmitter. So quite a basic transmitter. This is what she looks like. So, as you can see, actually what I'll do, I'm going to move this quadcopter because she doesn't leave me a lot of room. She is very, very large. So, let me just juggle a couple of things here. There we are. So, this is the transmitter. So this quadcopter has no altitude hold, as you can see. If it did have, then the centre would spring back into place like this one. So that shows me that there's no barometer built in. Let's extend the antenna all the way. So we've got a couple of buttons here. We've got left and right trim. Over here, as you can see, there's L and R just moulded into the plastic. You've got your standard acceleration, altitude, and deceleration key here, analog stick. And then the other one is your directional. So whether it goes forward, backwards, left or right. And obviously with your left one as well, you have turning ability. With this button here, you have forward and back trim. So forward being front, backwards being back. And then you've got the two other buttons here as well. So this one would be fast and slow. So change your speed. If you're finding that when you're flying it, you could always go a little bit quicker. And then likewise, this one here is for headless mode. So it turns the headless mode on or off. On and off switch. Pretty standard, to be fair. You've got two shoulder buttons. Mine is the non-camera mode, so therefore this button will not be needed. This button here, long press, puts it back into beginner mode. So quite slow, I would imagine, but we'll see when we take her out for the flight test in the next couple of days. So if I just flip her on her front there for the second, the type of batteries you need for this, let's take this, there we are, would be 4 AA's. This particular transmitter does not allow you to charge via USB, or does not allow you to charge the batteries rather. So you will have to put in 4 AA batteries, either shop bought, fully charged, or if you charge your own, just make sure they are fully charged before they go in. You don't want to be losing transmitter signal to your quadcopter mid-flight. So there we go, let's attach that. So that's the transmitter. Quite basic, doesn't need to be anything else, to be honest. It comes in a standard quadcopter shape, quite large in the hand, but still it holds quite well, but all of your fingers can reach both the sticks and all the buttons as well at the same time. So that's the transmitter. Now for the accessory pack. So because I live in the UK, we have a 3-pin plug assembly here, and this copter has come all the way from China. I'm guessing that's what the 2 pins are there, so we're going to need an adapter. Fortunately, the travel adapter comes with the quadcopter. Here is the charging cable that is required. Here are 4 extra propellers. So if you find that your propeller has snapped, or if it feels that it's not 100% flying correctly, then you could always exchange it with one of these. Of course, we've seen the screws that have come in the accessory bag with the screwdriver as well. So there we go. These are all the accessories that you get with it. Obviously the landing sprigs came with it too, but we've just connected those to the quadcopter. So there we have it. So not a bad amount of things that come with it. Everything that you would require to get this quadcopter up and running. Obviously bar the batteries for the transmitter. So So there we have it. I'm really looking forward to taking this quadcopter out in the next couple of days. So there we have it, folks. This has been the U-FLY W606-3, otherwise known as what I'm going to call it, the Oreo Cookie. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do. That'll ensure that you see all of our videos up to date. You get a nice little email to say new videos being posted, and then you can jump online, have a look in your own time, save you missing any episodes. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.